What up guys, welcome back to a brand new Paragon video. My name is Juan, aka Maktu, and I'm super stoked to have you here. Yesterday I uploaded a video regarding the newest patch that was released by Epic for Paragon, Legends of Agora, implementing a bunch of new stuff. The last video that I updated was the first part of the hero balances, and we walked through it. I gave my review and my comments regarding the balances and how I perceive how these balances are going to actually impact the gameplay. Today what we're gonna do, we're gonna walk through in the part 2 of this patch review. We're gonna walk through the general changes, okay, and we're gonna see what this patch is actually implementing in general. Okay, on the third part of the video I'm going to address the UI changes, the cards modifications, and that's gonna be it. And I'm gonna give my final review and the final opinion about this patch. If you haven't watched the hero balance video that I upload, I encourage you to go to my channel and definitely check it out. So let's start with this patch. Let's see what general changes bring into the table. Okay, I really like how Epic is now introducing the patch with, as you can see, they have like a movement when you move the mouse to the left or to the right. The picture in the background actually move. They are implementing art in every patch note they're releasing, and that's really nice. I really like it. They're putting a lot of work, and it's starting to pay off in the feeling of when you play the game. Okay, so anyway, Legends of Agora Part 2. A new army has arrived to usher in a surge of power. A new army, minions are rebuilt. I'm gonna pause this, okay, because we wanna watch the video. Minions are rebuilt from the ground up, a new appearance to match their gameplay changes, powered by Agora itself. Minions will shed pieces of their armor during the fight, ultimately exposing their weak core for you to take the kill. So you can see there they changed. Now we have black and white minions. The white minions, you see the new skin for Egan Scorch. We have now white and black minions for each part of the map. When I keep it going on, you can see the minions there. That seems pretty nice. I really like the art and the graphic on the new minions. Okay, so now you can see here they're actually adding a new skin. It seems pretty nice. I think it's a tier 3 skin for Ian Scorch. Now he's like a fox with a big bird, and it's really nice. So well, let's jump into the first changes. Okay, now Epic is actually encouraging us to try something new to match the new modifications and changes that they actually implemented in the game. Lane change. We have taken a look at the way our game is played and made changes to encourage a more dynamic and engaging laning experience. Now the off lane is going to be called solo lane. The lane nearer to the Prime Guardian is now called the solo lane. Solo hero will face off in one-on-one combat. The gold camp here has been replaced with the healing orb, which restore health when acquired. So basically, the off lane now, when you were playing the role as the off laner, you were encountering 2 enemies in the opposing lane. Okay, in the opposing side of the lane. So now they are, let's say, rebalancing that, and with the new changes, they're actually encourage us to actually go on a one-on-one combat. Okay, it's more similar to League of Legends, and this is pretty interesting in all MOBAs that currently are out in the market, that's actually how you play the MOBA. You can have maybe early strategies like having two guys on top, pushing the lane to take the first tower, and then you move one of the guys that is on top to the bot lane. That's how you actually see in League of Legends or Dota. Paragon always have that characteristic thing, the unique feature that you always, as a offlaner, you were always having encounters in your lane, the offlane, against two enemies, the support and the carry. So I don't know, I always liked that because it was really challenging when you play the offlane role. It was really challenging for you because you always have to make the right decisions in order to avoid to be killed. And I really like that. But we'll see how this played out. I think this is for the best. This is how actually MOBAs are played. There are many features that they are actually changing towards are more dynamic and shorter gameplay. But I don't know, we'll see. Now in the safe lane, now called the dual lane, the lane nearer to the fan tooth is now called the dual lane, where carries and support will face off. The gold buff retaining its spot as a contestable objective. Now you have to contest the gold buff, which is good, because before it seems a little bit off. Most of the offlaners really don't care much about the gold buff. Most of the time the carries always take the gold buff. If you were in a really advantaged position and you really was really strong and you were killing it in the offlane and you were facing the carries, you will take the risk to take the gold buff and to steal it from the carry. But most of the time you just keep like defending your tower, getting levels, trying to farm as much as you can in the off lane, because that's the main purpose of the lane. You gotta farm as much as you can, and the carry has to avoid that. They have to push the lane in order, they have to push you with damage. They have to be constantly dealing damage in order to actually prevent that, okay, to happen. So now you have to go on a 2 against 2 combat, more similar to Dota and League of Legends, where actually the strategy that is to go first against the carry, depending on the carry, but most of the time you have to go against the carry and then you take the support. That's the common strategy when you are actually in the bot lane in Paragon name dual lane. But we will see how the new strategies and this late change affects the gameplay. I want to see, I think it's a new thing. What really bothers me right now about Epic, and I will mention this in the third part of the video also, is that every time that they come with these big changes, I feel, and I don't know about you, let me know in the comment section what you think, is that they change a lot of the core features of the game that made Paragon what it is today. And I know Paragon is not the most player, it's not the MOBA that has the biggest player base, but it's really good game. It hasn't been released yet, it's in the beta stage, and I think they have a really good player base and they have been doing really nice work. It's the first MOBA that actually has that 3D and third person feature added on, and it was really appealing at the time that the game was released for the open beta. And it was so different back then when we have a legacy. And I'm not whining, I like Monolith, to be honest. I really like the map, I like everything about Monolith. But what is my concern is that Paragon has really unique features that make it MOBA, unique MOBA among the other MOBAs. And I'm feeling, and have been having this feeling over and over every time that they implement these new changes that actually affect the core of the game. They are driving the game towards something really similar to the other MOBAs in the market. So my question is, what is Paragon so different, and what drives the player to actually go and try this MOBA and not try League of Legends? What's the feature, the unique feature that Paragon is bringing into the MOBA market right now? And I don't know. I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I think as the current game was actually being played, it was really fast paced. I didn't like that too much about Paragon. Let's see now how the gameplay feel after this patch. Well, we'll see about the changes. I don't know. I'm not sure about this. Is another core feature that they are actually changing how you play the game. Now is more similar to the other MOBAs in the market. So well, we will continue. Balance update. Heroes are receiving significant balance updates with a strong emphasis on increasing the impactfulness of their abilities. Gold economy is shifting to encourage laning and fighting with your team. Passive drip have been lower and is its place. Minions now grant a portion of their gold to nearby heroes when they die to other minions or structures. Okay, we already addressed all these balance updates for each one of the heroes. Okay, the part one of this call series or something like that regarding the patch. So anyway, the draft lobby has changed, and it looks really amazing. To help support the new laning meta, we have made some changes to draft. Players must now highlight a position before picking their hero, increasing awareness to the team. Draft also receive a visual update and prominently show off if you are on the down or dusk side. This is pretty nice. I really like the new draft lobby UI and so forth. It looks really nice. You can see with this example of Aurora being in the dawn, and you can see that you actually should pick the solo lane, and you can see how all the solo lane heroes that you can play with. Okay, they give you like how the game actually suggests you this is the most suitable picks. Okay, it's really nice, okay, I really like that. Let's go to the full release now. Version 44.3 will release on Monday, November 20. To celebrate the release and the holiday season, the pre-Winterfest Epic Mega Sale will be returning. All skin, emotes, and banners will be 30% off starting November 20 until November 27. So go ahead and buy that skin that you always wanted. Go ahead and do it now. It's the best time of the year. So okay, we go with monolith and gameplay system. We're going to address this, and we're gonna wrap the video here when we actually finish up reviewing the changes for monolith and the gameplay system. And on the third part, we'll be reviewing the UI and the card changes. Okay, and I'm gonna give my final impression of the real changes that are affecting the game after this patch, the Legion patch, let's call it like that. Okay, minions are rebuilt from the ground up. A new appearance has arrived to match their gameplay changes. Power of Iron Self. Minions were already read this before. Minions will shed pieces of their under fight, ultimately exposing their weak core for you to take the kill. Recommended lane position by role have been updated to coincide with the balance and UI changes. Phantom lane is now recommended to be 2v2 carry support versus carry support matchup. Prime Guardian lane is now recommended to be 1v1 solo versus solo matchup. Mid and jungle roles remain unchanged. Free look camera features has been added. I really like that. But it's gonna be a little bit troublesome to use that feature in Paragon, because for example in other MOBAs the free look camera is the best, because you're actually running a you see your character from the top. You don't see the character in a third-person perspective. You see it from the top, and you actually can move your mouse to see the map, and words plays a huge impact on the visual of the game, and that's how you actually make strategies with your teammates when you are playing with them. But now since you have a third-person perspective in Paragon, you are not in the top of the player. That's gonna be pretty interesting how you actually going to use that feature to your favor in order to create these strategies or ganks or whatever what you want to do to take an objective and so forth. So we will see how that feature will be implemented and how we can actually work that out. It says the players can activate it to rotate the camera around the hero. That's okay. Default key binding is left alt. We'll see how it plays. Okay, new health region buff added. Aqua health region replaces the gold cam in the solo lane. Initial spawn at 3 minutes, respawn at every 2-minute interval in the same manner as river buff and gold buff. Killing the aqua buff grants an orb which increase health region by 15 for 15 seconds. Economy gold drip reduce passive gold drip per minute from 3600 to 2400. Increase amount of gold shared when a teammate get a last hit from 40% to 50%. Minions will now grant a portion of their gold bounty to nervy heroes if they die to do something other than a hero. Okay, heroes will receive the following: 1 hero equal to 60% of the last hit's gold, 2 heroes 60%, 3 heroes 40%, 4 heroes 30%, 5 heroes 24% of last hit gold. Example, using 100 gold, last hit has an example. Here's the new full breakdown of the update gold rewards, and you can see when one hero, when you actually had last hit, you had 100. If you do not last hit, you're gonna get 60. I don't like this mechanic. Okay, I gotta say it right away. One important key feature that differentiates skillful players from non-skillful players is how actually you farm. So I don't feel, okay, this is the way to address this issue. If you do not last hit, you should not receive gold. Now, right now, it's pretty easy to last hit a minion, to be honest. Okay, you just hit the minion until you see the red indicator in their health, and then you go and take the last hit, because you're gonna kill it instantly regardless how much health is left. If the health is in red color, you're gonna last hit the minion. It's pretty simple. So now they're actually not encouraging the game, the players to be skillful regarding how to farm, which actually can be a strategy of a whole team. If I'm really good, if I have a really good team who are really focused on farming efficiently, that's my strategy. That's how I get the advantage towards the enemy. If I farm pretty good, if I do what I gotta do with the farming, and I do the gains, and I get the advantage over the enemy, that's how I play the game. That's the strategy. And this, what Epic is bringing into the table with this, is actually shorting our options and making, I feel, the game more driven into hero versus hero combat. And I don't like that aspect. A MOBA should have their time for farming. The time that you have to know when you have to go back to base, and when you have enough time to go back to base, buy the items that you need, and then go back and keep farming and go there, and then you say, okay, now is the time that I need to go and gank certain lane or to support certain lane. And that's how you play the MOBA. It is a game that it goes around with strategy, no combat versus not combat at all time. it has combat aspect, because in order to actually get the kill, you gotta combat the other team, but you combat the other team like making strategies. And I feel this takes away a really important feature that MOBA has, and it is farming efficiently. It's like, it doesn't matter if I last hit or not. At the long term, if I get the kill, it's more important the kill than the farming, and I don't like that aspect, to be honest. I really don't like that. I think farming efficiently, which is harder because you need to have a certain level of skill, okay, in order to do that, should be more important than just getting the kill, okay? The kill can be done by a last hit, by last hitting an enemy, and that's it. And probably maybe your team did the whole work and you only just last shot somebody and you got the kill. It's simple as that, okay? You don't need too much skill to get a kill, because when you actually start engaging in team fights, you go with your team. It's not something that you do as a solo player. So for me, in my own opinion, farming efficiently is more important than getting the kill, as well as playing the objective of a MOBA is way more important than actually getting the kill. It's like you have this situation when, okay, do I defend the tower and I lose the inhibitor, for example? Do I lose the inhibitor, or do I go for the kill? Of course you gotta go and defend the inhibitor. The inhibitor is more important than getting the kill. The kill is one kill and the enemy will respawn eventually, but the inhibitor won't respawn and you're gonna have to deal with the problem of super minions. So are those decisions that make the game a strategy game. That's what make a MOBA really interesting. And farming efficiently, I think, is a core feature that every MOBA has to have. And I know the Paragon wants to bring something maybe new into the table, but I don't think this is the way to go, okay? This is, for me, it just makes the game easier, okay? And more driving into hero versus hero, and that's it. But anyway, if you go with 2 heroes, you see the math, you can do the math with the percentage over here. You're gonna be perceiving less gold if you have more heroes along with you and you do not last hit, okay? This probably would affect at certain point the duo lane, the carry, and the support, because you will always be accompanied by, but you will be always along with your support. And if you do not last hit efficiently, that will affect you, okay, against the other carry who actually is last hitting the correct way, okay? Probably that will affect you a little bit, but at the end, if you get the kill, you're gonna get enough gold to actually don't care about farming efficiently. And that's the point. I think getting the kill should be equal or less important than actually farming efficiently. I think farming efficiently is more important because you need to be skillful at that. You need to have the skill to do it. But anyway, okay, so there we go. Increase death straight gold bounty reduction from minus 102 to minus 120. That's a lot. These are cumulative, okay? Adjust the hero XP bounties, reducing them at early levels but increasing towards mid and late game. Hero XP bounties are based on the level of the hero which died, okay? So here you have the all at max point. There was 341, now is 404. Combat movement slow penalties. Reduce strafe penalty from 30 to 15%. Reduce backpedal penalty from 20% to 50%. Reduce range combat penalty from 40% to 25%. Reduce melee miss combat slow penalty from 10 to 5%. Reduce melee hit combat slow penalty from 30 to 20%. Increase the duration of range combat penalties from 80% of attack cycle to 100% of attack cycles. This penalty duration are clamped at a minimum duration of 0.7 seconds and a maximum duration of 1 second. Increase duration of melee hit combat penalties from 65% of attack cycle to 100% of attack cycle. This penalty duration will clap minimum duration of 0.6 seconds and maximum of 1 second. And here you have it. This is my theory. There you go. Okay. Basically what Epic is trying to say, I want a more fast-paced hero versus hero combat. I want the engagement to be faster. So for example, if I start like chasing an enemy and I have a penalty, for example, I don't know, backpedal or strafe penalty, or I miss an attack and I'm start to going slower than the enemy, if I reduce the penalty of that situation, I will have more possibilities to actually reach the enemy and secure the kill. So what they're trying to do is to actually make the game more fast towards hero versus hero combat and securing kills. So they're considering more important the kills at the moment, okay? I don't know how I feel about that. Is just as I thought. That's what they want. They're driving the game into a more dynamic, let's say it, but is really focusing on hero versus hero combat. That's the meta of the main core that Paragon wants you to do. Okay, you're gonna get the biggest reward. That's how you get the advantage over your enemies, and that's it. That's how Epic wants you to play the game. And I really, in that particular way, I don't like that, because I think a MOBA should be played in different ways. Whatever the way you want, whatever the strategy you want to implement. But as always I said, we'll see how it turns. Okay? Maktu adjusted the health from 4,000 to 2,900. That? Jesus. Okay. That's a really big nerf. Now you can actually kill Maktu really fast. Adjusted basic difference from 35 to 40. Okay. Increase initial spam time from 2 to 5 seconds. So now it's easier to kill, but it's spam less. Okay. From Guardian, adjust health from 5,980 to 3,800. Adjusted basic defense as well. He got a nerf. Increased ability defense. He got actually there above. They increased the ability defense. Reducing homing projectile by base damage. Increased knockout base damage. They increased the damage of the Prime Guardian. So it probably is what they want with the Prime Guardian is to be a group objective. Okay, and doing this, adjusting this is how you actually achieve it. Okay, increasing the damage and increasing defense regarding abilities and so forth. That's how you do it. Structures: reduce early game bonus defense duration from 7 minutes to 5 minutes. Reduce early game bonus defense from 150 to 120. Increase tower defense in penetration from 50% to 75%. Okay. Increase tier 1 damage from 182 to 200. Increase tier 2 tower health from 2,500 to 2,800. Increasing hero to basic difference from 35 to 80. Updated economic rewards for structures. Increase structure skill gold bounty for nearby heroes from 204 to 300. Reduce tier 1 gold bounty to 200. Also the tier 2 gold bounty has been lowered to 200, and the inhibitor also was reduced to 200. Okay, I was expecting a better buff for the towers. At the moment, everybody is diving like crazy. You actually don't care about the towers. You just dive in, get the kill, and get out. everybody's doing diving without actually considering it. Okay, it's like, I know there is a tower, I don't care, I'm going to dive in. I have Crocs taking the damage, or I have another here taking the damage. Maybe I don't have anyone taking the damage, tanking the damage. I don't care about tanks. I don't care about someone tanking the damage. I can go and tank it myself. And it's pretty nuts. Okay, everybody is diving in towers like crazy. I don't know if by increasing this bit we're talking about 18 points of damage more. I don't see that change anything, to be honest. I don't see it. I really don't see it, guys. I was expecting more in when I watched the community corner for this patch, and they actually addressed the issue with towers. They were increasing the damage. I was actually expecting more, a more substantial buff. I think it's needed. I think they need to bring the towers, how the mechanics from Legacy that the towers were using. I think they need to bring it back again into the game. And basically what in Legacy happened was every time that tower hits you, the damage increase every time, okay, that the tower hits you. And that was a really good mechanic. You every time that you actually try to dive in, you were considering if you do it or not. So anyway, let's go to the jungle. Increase large jungle minion health from 980 to 1100. Increase green buff minion health to 1550. Increase black buff minion health, the same, 1550. Reduce initial spawn time of green and black buff cam from 1.3 seconds to 1 minute 30 seconds to 1 minute 20 seconds. Update economy rewards for all jungle camps. Now you get more gold in the jungle. Now you get more gold in the jungle. Increase effectiveness of hunter side buff. They increased the slow magnitude for melee range. You get 20% for melee, 15% for range. Lane minions. Increase the amount of time before minions are added to the wave. Minions will now be added on the 30th, 40th, and 60th wave. Previously was on the 22nd, 38th, and 58th waves. Now they actually they're going slower in adding the wave. Okay. Now the minions are not going to push as hard as currently are. Reduce minion movement speed also. Reduce super minion health. Okay, they lower the super minion health. Reduce siege minion damage versus heroes also. Now minions deal way less damage. We're talking about from 35% to 20%. Is a lot of a reducement. Adjust melee minions ability defense also. They decrease it. They decrease also the minion ability defense, and update the economy reward for lane minions. Now they're giving more gold. Okay. Knockups. All knockups have had their hate reduced and may consist across the board. Knockups are now always accompanied by a stone that persists beyond the knockup duration. Respawn time. Increase base respawn time from 7 seconds to 10 seconds. And bots. Update carry lane to fan third side of laner to prime guardian side to reflect new recommended lane positions by role. Bots now respect players' lobby pick position preference, but can now place wards in a few more spots. Hero unlocks. Adjust the level in which hero unlock. There are now 4 tires at level 3, 5, 10, and 15. Okay, cool. Now we have a new tire at level 15. Okay. Polish and bug fixes. Shield of Sekin now correctly displays a single entry on player HUD after killing it. Shield of Sekin now lists as Shield of Sekin were consistent in renamed the Orange River buff from Echo Orb to Stinging Orb, fixed an issue that was casting spell sheets to block the dot damage from the Stinging Orb buff, fixed an issue where Hunter's side wasn't slowing the correct speed, founded by okay, some various minor map collision fixing improvements, and that's it, guys. My own opinion, these general changes to the monolith and to the gameplay is, like I say, is to speed up the hero combat. Also changing the lane is to actually encourage to maybe a more balanced hero versus hero combat, because I think offlaners were really strong. They were insanely strong. Now probably with these changes it's going to be more interesting. They're gonna be more balanced, okay? But all the changes, what really I'm suspecting, my theory is they're driving the game into a more a fastest pace, and I don't know if that's going to be positive, to be honest. I think a MOBA have different stages. I think MOBAs have to be drive into creating more strategies and new ways to play the MOBA in order to get the advantage over the enemy. But it seems that Epic want us to actually just combat, fight, kill. I don't know if I really enjoy that aspect of the game. Okay, at the end we will see how it plays. Well, if you like the video, remember to subscribe, leave me a like, and I see you next time. Peace.
Into the infinite, that we must reach.